Welcome to TiECon Live. I'm your host Neha Dadbhawala. Today in my studio I have the most honorable president of TiECon and also a global member of trustees. Welcome Raj, welcome to our studio. Raj, tell me, you've been one of the Valley icons who's made a switch from being, an entrepreneur and then running an organization like TiECon. How does that feel?
Well, I'll tell you, my father-in-law, when he was a socialist freedom fighter, and he used to say something that, I never understood for the longest while. In Gujarati, they say, Apyu te rayu and rayu te gayu, which means that, what you give, you keep, and what you keep, you lose, right? And, it never made sense to me. And, as long as you're running your own businesses, even if it's your own startup, of course you're doing great stuff, but, you still have this sense of, getting some benefits for yourself. And, obviously, it's a good thing that you're doing. But when you take on the responsibility of running a not-for-profit, one that is really focused on a cause that you believe in and that you enjoy and that you can see some real benefits flowing out of, I think the joy that you get inside, you cannot buy that. And I think I just look at, all the things that, I can do just because I'm working for this not-for-profit that results in so much success, so many jobs, so much change that you can be such a change agent that it's delightful.
But don't you feel the itch to become an entrepreneur again?
Believe it or not, no.
Really?
I keep telling people that the last thing I want is a good business idea, because once I must be a neurotic personality, as a lot of my people who work for me know. And people that I worked with know, but once I get an idea, I go after it, and I think I really believe that going after an idea is really what makes an entrepreneur successful. I think about it 7 by 24. Even when I'm having a conversation at the dining table with my wife and kids, I'm really not focusing on them. I'm focusing on my own idea. So doesn't your wife get
bugged by the fact that you are ADD'd when she's talking to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's why she never particularly felt that she connected with me for all the 14 or 15 years that I was running companies.
Right.
Because she felt, I was basically involved with the idea that, had grabbed my soul. And so I tell everybody that, I just don't want another good business idea.
So tell me, Raj,
I want everybody else to have a good business idea.
Right.
And have their lives, consumed by the idea, not my life.
So I was getting into the next point, that you've been with TiE for, since its inception and now. What's the difference between the entrepreneurs that you've seen then and now? I mean, the span of 12, 15 years.
Lots of different changes have happened, especially for the Indo-American or the Indus-American entrepreneur in the Valley and actually across the globe. What's interesting, number one, is that the new entrepreneurs that are coming now know so much about the entrepreneurial process. They know what it means to start a company. They know what it means to get stock options. They know how to distribute equity. They know all the things that were basically mysteries, when I started my first company about less than 17, 18 years ago. We had no idea about, capital gains issues with stock options and things like that. We had no idea about that. And I find that, folks now understand preferred stock and this stock and everything. So people are very, very savvy and aware of what it means to start a company. They're also very well connected now. I mean, they are connected through one source or the other with venture capitalists, with attorneys, with accountants. I mean, when I started the first company, I did not have even 3 degrees of access to a venture capitalist. I mean, my friends' friends did not know a VC, while now, most entrepreneurs have a 1 degree access. They all have seen or connected with some VC or the other in the 5 or 10 years that they worked as an engineer or marketing person. So the networking and connectivity for these new entrepreneurs is much better. And the third thing is that, the whole infrastructure for starting a company has become so much easier. When I started a company, 17, 18 years back, and most of the other entrepreneurs started companies, marketing was a mystery. Sales was a mystery. Accounts receivable, payable, taxation, all that was a mystery, right? And now, these Web 2.0 companies, essentially they come up with the idea, they whip it out in 3-4 days or a couple of weeks, and then they put it out there. And then with PayPal or something or the other, they've integrated, those APIs and so on, and they are actually collecting money and everything. And all of these things would have taken years for a startup or entrepreneur to put together, and this they're doing in minutes. That's amazing.
So Raj, I do know that now the entrepreneurs are a little more savvy, they're so connected. Is TiECon doing, or TiE in general, doing anything to cater to such entrepreneurs? Because you know that they're ready and out there to go get it. So,
finally you find that it's not just knowing how to start a company that helps you create the company. Ultimately, what creates a successful company, one that will last, is are you infusing the company and the culture with the right values that is going to help you create a sustainable company? And what TiE does through its mentoring process, through the fact that all these entrepreneurs have connection with entrepreneurs that successfully build companies or successfully did not build companies, the fact that they have access to them and they can talk to them informally or get mentored or whatever, or sign them up on advisory boards, etc., allows them to get access to the wisdom about how to infuse values that will help create a sustainable culture. And I think the fact that they could come to TiECon and listen to Meg Whitman, who over 10 years has seen the company grow from about $100 million to $7.5 billion in revenue, can see those and listen to Meg Whitman and have her tell everybody about how she infuses values into the organization, so that when she's not present, the company still operates ethically. The company people still make the right decisions that she can be proud of, and she does not have to police them, and that the good, high quality, ethical decisions get taken automatically because of the values that were set up in the system. That is what TiE has to do.
Great. Raj, on our closing note, the last several years you've been pushing the envelope, with TiECon. You bring in new speakers, new programs, and things like that. What's your vision for the next TiECon, coming years?
Well, at TiECon, especially in Silicon Valley, we like to kind of start off with a clean slate. We don't want to have any preconceptions about what the theme for the next TiECon is. We clearly have a fantastic infrastructure of knowledge and know-how, and it's all been captured in something called wikis. All the previous TiECon information is archived and captured in wikis, so that all the routine work doesn't have to be replicated, so that we can focus on the value add, which is trying to figure out what is the pulse of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. What's going on there that we really need to pay attention to, and where we need to drive the focus for the next TiECon, so that it really, grabs the attention and delivers some real value to all the folks who come and spend a lot of valuable time on TiECon. So, come January, we'll start getting the next batch of volunteers, and we hope we'll do some brainstorming and thinking about what is really going on, and then we'll get it done.
Well, Raj, I think you've got the right pulse of the entrepreneurs this time around. This was Raj Jaswa, just at TiECon Live. Thank you, Raj.